The Mizoram Civil Pensioner Association has raised concerns over the new version of Mizoram Universal Healthcare Scheme, better known as MUX 2.0. Their message is simple: the scheme, in its current form, does not meet their needs. At a special meeting held in Isol's Vanapa Hall, chaired by President Professor Lianzela, pensioners came together to discuss what lies ahead. What followed was not just a discussion, but a clear decision. They passed a resolution. They want the government to bring back MUX 1.0, and they are asking for more time. Specifically, they want the deadline to join the scheme extended until May this year. A working committee has already been formed. Its task is to take this demand forward. According to the association's General Secretary, Pvt Oma, the issue is not with the idea of health care. In fact, they appreciate that the government included pensioners in the scheme. The problem lies in details. MUX 2.0, which comes into effect from April 1st, covers only the spouse. Children are no longer included. And this, they say, changes everything. Think about a widow or a widower, someone who has no spouse. Under the new system, they still have to pay Rs 1,000, but their children are not covered. This means more money, more pressure. For elderly couples, the burden doubles. They now have to enroll separately. The association calls this unfair. They admit that in the past, not many pensioners joined MUX 1.0, but they also explained why. The scheme was new. There were uncertainty. People were unsure if it would last, and there were not enough hospitals under the scheme. Many pensioners choose to join under the general category instead. But now they say things can be different. If MUX 1.0 is restored, the association promises action. They say they will ensure that at least 90% of pensioners enroll, and that they believe will not only help them, but also contribute significantly to the state's finances. In Isol, the streets saw something powerful last weekend. People coming together, not for protest, not for politics, but for cleanliness. The Isol City Cleanliness Drive, also known as Natlangpui, was launched on Saturday morning. The initiative is a joint effort. It brings together the Urban Development and Poverty Alleviation Department, the Isol Municipal Corporation, Isol Smart City Limited, and the Central Young Mizo Association. The launch took place at Vanapa Hall at 7:30 in the morning. Leading the event was Pulelma Soma Patsuao, Secretary of UD&PA, and his message was clear. Cleanliness is not just about appearance, it is about identity. He said that taking care of the land we call our own is a form of patriotism, a responsibility, not an option. He reminded people that Mizoram is their home, and a home must be cared for. But there is also a practical side. Cleaning surroundings attract visitors. Visitors bring economic value. Cleanliness, he said, is not just moral, it is profitable. The event was chaired by AMC Municipal Commissioner Pu Joseph H. Laramsanga. Central YMA General Secretary Professor Malsom Liana also addressed the gathering. And then the real work began. Across Isol, people stepped out, cleaning streets, clearing waste, working together. This is not just a one-day effort. It is a message that change does not always come from the top. Sometimes it begins on the ground. Now to an issue that often creates silent anxiety: fuel and cooking gas. The government of India, through the Ministry of Petroleum and Natural Gas, is keeping a close watch on LPG and petroleum supply across the country. And the message coming from Mizoram is one of reassurance. There is no shortage. This assurance comes after a high-level meeting held on March 27th, where the Prime Minister, Chief Ministers, and Chief Secretaries discussed the importance of essential supplies. Following this, on March 28th, Mizoram's Chief Secretary held a review meeting with key departments, deputy commissioners, and oil marketing companies. The reports were consistent. Stocks are sufficient in all districts. Even though this is the situation, the fear of shortage can trigger panic, and panic leads to hoarding. The Chief Secretary has issued strict instructions: no hoarding, no black marketing, no illegal diversions. Violators will face action under the Essential Commodities Act of 1955. That means strict penalties. The public is also being asked to play a role. Use LPG wisely. Do not stock more than needed. And if you see hoarding, report it. Because sometimes the biggest shortage is not of supply, it is of trust. A major drug seizure has taken place in Tuireal. The Excise and Narcotics Department, along with the Central Anti-Drug Squad, carried out a joint operation on Thursday night. At around 10:15 p.m., they seized 351 grams of heroin. One person has been arrested, Lal age 36, a resident of Ramtarveng in Isol. An alto car used in transporting the drugs was also seized. The driver, Arlal Melsoma, aged 51, from Ramhun, Vengthar, has been detained. The accused have been charged under the NDPS Act of 1985. If convicted, they face serious consequences, jail terms ranging from 10 to 20 years, and fines between Rs 1 lakh and 2 lakhs. But this is not an isolated case. The Central Anti-Drug Squad reports that between March 21st and now, 47 people have been arrested. Various drugs have been seized, including heroin, tic-tac, codeine, and alprazolam. This is not just enforcement. This is a reminder that the fight against drugs is ongoing, and it is far from over. Now to a story with a different tone. In Sampai, the Fish Festival 2026, known locally as Ngakwai Tiarun Pui, concluded on a positive note. The event was held at Keilunglia and was organized by the District Fisheries Development Office, along with the Reservoir Management Committee. Fisheries Minister Pulil Tansanga attended the closing ceremony, and his message focused on opportunity. He described the festival as a platform for fishermen, a place to learn, to connect, and to grow. But he also pointed out a gap. Mizoram has around 4,500 hectares suitable for fish farming, but only 1,000 hectares are being used. That is less than a quarter. The minister urged people to take advantage of government schemes like the Banakay and PMMSY. The goal is clear: self-sufficiency, to reduce dependence on imported fish, and to build a stronger local economy. Mizoram is also receiving support from outside the state. A team of experts from Gujarat has arrived to help tackle African swine fever, a disease that has affected livestock and livelihoods. The team comes from the Greens Zoological Rescue and Rehabilitation Center. They are led by Director Dr. Brij Kishore Gupta. During their visit, they met with state ministers and officials from animal husbandry and veterinary departments. Discussions focused on tracking the disease, controlling its spread, and finding long-term solutions. But their visit is not limited to disease control. They also visited Selesi Veterinary College and Mizoram University. The aim is collaboration, research partnership, knowledge exchange, and building local expertise. The team also inspected Isol Zoo. Here, the focus was on improving infrastructure and animal care. And finally, a look at governance. A workshop was held on Thursday with a focus on improving how the government works. The theme was clear: moving from training to performance. The workshop was chaired by Chief Secretary Pu Khiliram Meena. Several key ideas were discussed. Training programs must match actual job roles. Institutions like the Administrative Training Institute needs to be strengthened. Technology, including AI, should be used to make learning easier and more accessible. There are plans to create centers of excellence in different districts. And an interesting idea: a learning platform in the Mizo language powered by AI. The goal is simple: better skills, better performance, better governance. This workshop is also a step towards a larger event, the National Departmental Summit, scheduled for May 15th and 16th, because governance is not just about decisions, it is about how those decisions are carried out. These were the stories shaping Mizoram today. Thank you for watching.